Some of the biggest changes to WWE SuperCard have been revealed for Season 10, with stat squishes, new modes, and 4 new tiers launched, and much more. But this new announcement that's just been done will see changes to several foundations that the game was built on and change the way we play the game forever. But one thing that wasn't announced was this. Oh no, Halloween is coming up, but this horror is too much. Giants Unleashed has never looked so eldritch. But before we get started, if this video helps you understand the myriad of changes coming to Season 10, then please press the like button and drop a comment down below with what you, yes you, think about the changes coming up. And if you can find a secret word hidden in the video, put it in your comment, then I'll give you the heart. This heart hidden behind this microphone. This was announced on SuperCard's blog and through their Discord, which says SuperCard Season 10 is on the horizon, and as we stated in our previous announcement, we're looking forward to implementing some changes that have been in the making for a long time. You don't say. Today we want to detail a few of the ways that we're changing core features of SuperCard, changes that impact how cards interact with each other and how you progress in the game. The first major point made in the developer note is tiers are gone. No, tiers will still be there, but they'll now be known as rarities. So instead of saying I'm in Pantheon tier, you'd say I'm in Pantheon rarity. Or you could say I am Pantheon, like Tony Stark said he was in Iron Man. Why? I don't know, but it sounded like a good idea when I scripted the video, and now it sounds really silly. Oops. Anyway, it goes on to mention that your deck will have a rarity, your cards will have a rarity, and your player level will determine the rarity you are in. Remember I said that they're now having player profiles and player levels. This is how it's going to determine the rarity you're in going forward. Now the term rarity draft picks makes so much more sense. Back when it was announced, I was like, what's a rarity?
I'll do you one better. Why is
Rarity?
And now tier goes out, rarity comes in. Moving on, it says that since August 2014, the cards they've released have worked in a system of tiers and rarities. Put simply, the game would generate your top 8 rarity based on the rarity and stats of your 8 most powerful cards in the deck, or your top 8. Previously, your player rarity would dictate several things ranging from the number of cards you could hold to features you can access to, of course, the rarity of the cards rewarded on the draft board, certain packs you can access, and elsewhere in the game. Previously, your player rarity would dictate several things ranging from the number of cards you could hold to the features you could access, and of course, the rarity of the cards rewarded in the draft board, packs, picks, rarity draft picks, etc. In short, the higher your rarity, the more rare and powerful cards you could collect. I'm just trying to preach to the converted. You guys know what this means. This means that previously, cards added to your collection that were not in your top 8 did not help you progress towards the next rarity. So if you were in Arcane and pulled a bunch of SummerSlam cards, it really didn't help you get to the next level. With the new player level system that they're bringing in, it says that they intend to make collecting and playing more valuable more often. Their ambition is to make progression more predictable, to get rid of classical frustrations or confusion points, and to make general play and goal setting more of a factor in progression. The next part is incredibly wordy and can come across a bit confusing, so I've tried to summarize and cut it down the best I can. If you want to read the full thing on the blog, you can just go to the SuperCard website if you wish. Starting off the bullet points, it says that your most powerful cards will no longer determine your rarity level. Instead, that is determined by player level. For instance, a level 1 player would have a rarity level of SummerSlam 23, while a level 7 player would have access to Pantheon. Each level increase also includes various rewards, including ladders and achievements. Tracking those is going to be folded into the leveling system to streamline the process. With tiers becoming rarities, plus and plus plus will also be replaced by the player level. The closer you get to a new rarity level, the game will react to this in a similar way as reaching plus and plus plus would in the current system. Using the last example, a level 6 player would be 1 level away from Pantheon rarity, and that would give you the best pull conditions, similar to how plus plus works Now, to explain how you level up, you get XP, which increases your player level. You'll earn XP from the card you get in-game, no matter where it comes from. Packs, picks, rewards, it all counts. In short, the more you play and collect, the more XP you accrue. Each rarity card will have different levels of XP. The higher the rarity, the more XP that is earned on the card. For example, if you get a WrestleMania 40 card from a pack, you'll get a massive XP boost if you're in Pantheon tier at that time. Because the strength of your top 8 cards no longer determines your rarity, it also no longer determines the rewards you'll receive from certain packs in the draft board. Those will be determined by your rarity level based on your player level as well. Using the same example as before, a level 7 player would begin pulling Pantheon cards, while a level 1 player all the way up to 7 would still be pulling SummerSlam 23 cards as their top rarity. This doesn't mean you can't collect cards above your rarity in the store or as rewards in quests, events, or the other places you'd go to collect cards above your rarity in Season 9. In addition to your rarity level, you will also have individual deck rarities. The deck rarity is determined by the strength of the cards in it. As before, the strength of your deck controls matchmaking in certain modes, such as Wild, but your player rarity no longer impacts matchmaking in any way. In short, everything that used to be based off your top 8 is now based off your player rarity. Now, this next part does give a little bit of clarification as to where people will start in Season 10, saying that to ensure you start where you left off, players will be given enough XP to match their previous standing in Season 9. If you left off in Pantheon tier, you'll start with enough XP to get to the exact same spot. They then went on to explain why they made these changes, stating that the old way of doing player tier simply hasn't been a great expression of total play, and they've noted other frustration points like, say, getting stuck on the cusp of a new tier or rarity without good ways to move beyond it without getting crafty, using equipment, momentums, etc. Player level and rarity level in Season 10 is the response to this, and it opens up new possibilities for advancing and progressing. Now, I'm a huge fan of this if genuinely this allows people to progress by playing the game instead of just buying stuff. Yes, we all know that pay to play is always going to be a big thing. I mean, you're always going to have your whales and your krakens in games, but free to play is the biggest part of the audience, and I do think that if people play the game, they should be rewarded for it. I do have to give them props for combining the achievements, the ladder rewards, and other rewards into the player XP system, because as you add more and more stuff to it, it becomes a little bit convoluted, and by solving this and adding more rewards to it, it's going to feel like a long-term battle pass, but it involves increasing your rarity. I almost said tier then, but I have to get used to that. Like the rarity draft picks and exclusive draft picks of the past, it's going to be a bit of a change we've got to get used to, but I wouldn't dismiss it straight away. Now, I'm just going to say that I like the possibilities that the player leveling and profiles create, but I do want to see it become more than just a change for the sake of changing and become a central changing part of the game, because some of these changes could just be, well, we needed to change something, so we did. Enjoy. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, I want to know what you think about this change. It's huge and it has so many possibilities, but it needs to prove it's more than just a change for change's sake and just to combine everything together. It's got so much potential, but we need some substance, and I hope the game provides that. I'm excited, and I think once we get into it, it's going to become a lot simpler to understand. One important note was that regardless of the playstyle and how you acquire cards, your progression won't be slowed or hindered. They're simply opening up the amount of things you can do to progress towards your next rarity level, and I like that, especially if doing daily tickets is going to give you that extra XP boost as well, or have extra player XP come from special events or packs, free packs, of course, not pay-to-play packs. We have enough of those. After the announcement, SuperCard's community manager Zach answered some questions in the official Discord, but I did take an opportunity to cut some of these out and actually implement them to make it sound a little bit more informative than wordy, because that blog was a lot to take in. all at once. The first question that was answered that I wanted to just take out of this was community member Fazil, who said, based on this, will players not have enough XP to hit a new tier upon launch of Season 10? And Zach replied with, players at the top of Pantheon should land in one of the new Season 10 rarities. The fact he said one-off is interesting. Either he's being very careful, or more powerful cards may be about to drop that could land you in the tier above the first new tier in Season 10. This would also answer as to why it was so difficult to reach the top of Pantheon++, well, more so than other tiers in the past. Sorry, rarities. And then user Juggerhawk wrote, how will Royal Rumble 23 and lower equipment work, as those are the ones that are going to Legacy? In response, Zach stated that you'll still hold on to all of your cards even if they rotate to Legacy. No one will lose anything moving into Season 10, and that should calm the nerves of some who still think that Season 10 is a full reset. You listening? It's not a full reset. After the question and answer session ended, Zach dropped a QR code to apologize for the problems with Giants Unleashed, which I'm going to claim right now, and it's on screen for you to get yourself. This includes some extra bonuses for Giants Unleashed to help you with your grind towards Cody or whatever card you're going for, plus 150 credits, which is always a nice extra bonus. And everyone likes free stuff. And I hope that, from what it looks like, the player profile system will benefit those players because they get a bit of a rough time. One thing I'd like to see, though, are specific cards which are kept behind player XP. So if you get to a level 100, and I guess they'll have level caps for certain parts of the season, in my personal opinion, you should have a level cap where you get the old Season 1 style John Cena Legendary Special Edition card that is only available if you get to that level. That will definitely incentivize people to go harder than they normally would, with the benefit of knowing they're going to get some exclusive stuff. Now, those John Cena and Paige images were awesome. Moving back to the blog, though, there was more changes and visual confirmation of stats showing a bunch of Season 9 cards with the new squashed stats. You might have already seen these in previous videos that I've done. If not, go and check them out. They look like this, and they'll be linked in the top right hand side. It was also revealed that all cards will be receiving the stat crunch, meaning it is literally a stat reset for some tiers of cards, as their numbers will go down to a minimum of 1 point, putting them in level with pretty much all the other tiers in the game. It sits on at 63 legacy tiers. It's a lot. In short, everything that's under 1 million becomes an egg. And man, I love the eggs. The eggs were cool. Talking about legacy, there was the announcement that in November they'll be opening up the draft board to all of Season 9's themed cards, including Christmas, summer, spring, Halloween. They even had a bundle show up in the store, but I'm more about those real legacy cards, like Season 1 cards. Give me more Season 1. I want to finish off my collection. But whilst this is really good for free-to-play players, I'm not taking this as anything other than them trying to find a way to get you to spend your super coins and your credits. I see you, SuperCard. I got my eyes on you. As I said in the last video, I can't wait to hear more about Season 10, but as they've answered questions like what happens with the legacy cards, I have more questions now. How will momentum slots work with the new card stats? Do we even need momentum boosts with the stats so much lower? Will collection stars finally have a meaning? And who threw the pie at Kevin Owens? Hit the like button if this helped you understand everything new coming to SuperCard, and if you want to stay up to date on Season 10 content, head up to that top rope and drop an elbow onto the subscribe button. Until next time, I've been JB, this has been SuperZombGBBQ, and I'll see ya in the next one. Peace out.